Hello and welcome to my channel. If you've already been here, welcome back. I know it's been a really long time since I posted a video. I'll be talking about a few things astrology-wise, a little bit about crystals, and also doing a pick-a-pile reading. I'll timestamp everything in the description box below, so if you want to skip ahead to anything, the readings, anything you want, you can easily do that. We're in the middle of Libra season. A lot of that has to do with balance, friendships, relationships, harmony, and peace. Can also have to do with indecision. And we also are approaching an eclipse soon. I believe that takes place on the 25th of October this month. And eclipses, no matter what the sign or what the season, the theme of eclipse is always bringing out the truth in a rapid manner, where a whole bunch of things just come out at once. Could be good, could be bad. If it's bad, it's a truth that was necessary to get to the good. So either way, it's a step in progress forward. So we'll talk about a few crystals that have to do with Libra season. Maybe I'll save those at the end of the pick-a-pile reading so you're not biased with choosing your crystal of whatever one you're drawn to with the cards. So we'll go ahead and get started on the pick-a-pile reading. So we have pile 1, rose quartz. I'll hold it up a little bit more so you can see it. Pile 2, we have some raw ruby. It's a nice hexagon shape. You can't see it real well, but there's little triangles in there. And then for pile 3, we have celestine, also called celestite, this beautiful sparkling blue color. Alright, so if you would like to pause the video to decide with your piles, go right ahead. Pile 1, rose quartz, pile 2, the raw ruby, and pile 3, celestine. Well, if you've chosen your pile, we'll go ahead and move on to pile 1's read. Alright, pile 1, if you chose the rose quartz, this will be your reading. And we have the Radiant Tarot deck. I just love the cover of the suns on there. It's so cute. Happy and cheerful. Well, we'll get a few shuffles here and see what's going on for pile 1. And I am making my readings a little bit shorter. I think with my previous readings I bit off more than I can chew, so I'm gonna try to condense it a little bit, which will hopefully be enough information for you, but not overload at the same time. We also have Mars retrograde coming up on the 30th of this month, and we're in its shadow right now. That can have to do with energy, passion, motivation, so some of you might be feeling sluggish or tempers may be flaring possibly, and this is going to go on until January 12th of 2023. And looks like 3 cards flew out of the deck right off the bat, so we'll look at those and see what's going on. So we have the 9 of Swords. Right off the bat, there's a situation that you may be having trouble sleeping at night because you can't get it off of your mind. It is the anxiety card, so your overall energy anxiety has been taking over lately. And what crosses you is the Magician in reverse. That has to do with manipulation. So there could be someone in your life that's really wreaking havoc who is a manipulator, and you're just awake at night, you can't stop thinking about it, you don't know what to do. Knight of Wands in the reverse. I don't really see this as a person that you can really reason with. They're just set in their ways, they have a temper. Anytime you try to bring anything up to them, it just seems like they're very reactive and maybe gets angry. Maybe get angry. I don't know if I can even talk right today, but you get my point. And in the distant past, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So that tells me that maybe in the last year or two, you may have started a new job. Not sure how it's tying into everything, but we'll see what everything else says. So Ace of Swords in the reverse. I think because you've been working on yourself and your own growth and maybe your health and developing skills in a new job with that Ace of Swords, normally the aces have to do with potential and fresh new beginnings. Swords has to do with communication. So maybe you just have gone kind of silent on this person because you gave up because you don't have time for it. Like, it's just not worth putting in the energy and bothering communicating to them. Just cut off, no words, nothing involved. No, there was just no point to it, so you just went ahead and cut it off. And we've got the Six of Wands in the reverse in the position of what's going to be right in the near future. Six of Wands in the upright is public recognition. Since it's in the reverse, you know, maybe this person is going to be publicly busted out on their BS by no doing of yours, but I feel like some kind of truth is going to come out about them, where, you know, people may have been looking at you like you're crazy when you've been trying to tell everybody what's going on. Something is going to come out, and with eclipse season that normally brings out the truth, someone's going to be exposed for their lies and their deception. How do you view yourself? The Nine of Wands. You know, and it's got this lion here, which represents strength also. I think that in spite of everything going on, you will persevere. And then we've got the Ten of Cups in the reverse, so you saw this person as someone that could have been a good thing, but now you're seeing the truth. You know, it's like you order a really yummy food, you know, and you think it's gonna be so great, and you've been waiting forever to try it, and then you take a bite, and like it wasn't what you expected, and you're really disappointed emotionally. And we've got the Three of Swords. That deals with some type of third-party situation. If it isn't another human being, like maybe they were being disloyal, that could be something along the lines of, you know, they may have been dedicating their time by being a workaholic, or there's even some kind of addiction involved. Their attention was going to something besides you, and it was in an unfair manner. And we've got the Six of Cups. So I think that maybe somebody from your past, either an old friend, it could even be an old lover, but I get the impression that it's an old friend. The Six of Cups has to do with nostalgia. That could also have to do with healing yourself by getting in touch with your inner child, possibly, or reconnecting with people that are positive, you know, that maybe you kind of fell out of touch with, and I think that may help inspire you to heal yourself. And what kind of outcome? So, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, you've come to the conclusion that this manipulator, that's the Magician in reverse, you see them as being a waste of time. Well, good for you for realizing where not to invest anymore. So maybe I'll just pick one more card and see if that might give us some more clarity on what's going on for pile one. We've got the Knight of Cups in the reverse, which that has to do with emotional immaturity. So you see that this person was emotionally immature and you're not dealing with it anymore, and right now you're trying to heal from it. And if you haven't found this out already, you know, if you're seeing that there's a person that seems like totally a good thing, it's not them, don't worry about it, it's not your story. But if your intuition was already telling you that, you know, you were kind of seeing hints of that, this just verifies what you were already thinking. But if the person in your life isn't like that, don't worry about it, it's not them. Maybe they're that Six of Cups. Alright, so for pile one, that'll be the end of your reading. Hopefully that was enough information. I feel like it was kind of short, but hopefully that answered some questions for you. So we will move on to pile two. Alright, pile two, if you picked the raw ruby, this'll be your reading. And we have the Crystal Visions Tarot. So we'll see what we've got for pile two here. Just gonna clear myself off from the... Sorry, I stopped in the middle of a shuffle. I started feeling heavy, and this'll kind of help be a little refresher. I should really do this in between each pile just to kind of rejuvenate the energy. This is a selenite wand, and it's really nice for clearing energy, especially right over the third eye area. If you get headaches a lot from doing a lot of spiritual work, this is an excellent tool to have. I mean, it's not real expensive. It was $7 at a really nice crystal shop for this big, huge chunk here. Sorry to interrupt the middle of the shuffle there, but maybe for pile two this could make sense with something going on in your life spiritually. And I do feel a little bit better and refreshed. Well, that one's too many. Alright, pile two, let's see what we have. So 2 cards jumped out of the deck right away, so I'll go to those. So we've got 3 of Cups. That sounds like a celebration, something to celebrate. And we have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, that can have to do with, maybe there's somebody you've had conflict with that you feel was very ungrateful. Not sure what that means. I'll pull some more cards and see what we've got here. We have the 10 of Cups. And that's in your goals and fears position, so you want that happily ever after with someone. The 10 of Cups is the card of emotional fulfillment, almost like a family coming together. That's a really good sign if you had a love question in mind. And in your distant past position, we've got the World card. So I think that a cycle for you came to an end. You closed out an old chapter and now you're entering a new chapter that I see may have a lot of potential. Maybe you closed out an old chapter with somebody that you felt was ungrateful, that they were taking for granted your energy and your time, and ooh, that feels heavy. Some Florida water here. Maybe I'll explain the Florida water at the end of this reading, what that's all about, but it's good for clearing. Something feels heavy about pile two's reading. Maybe you've been going through a lot lately. That's the feeling that I'm getting. You maybe were closing out a cycle with somebody that was ungrateful and took you for granted in some way. And we've got the King of Pentacles in the reverse for your recent past. That kind of looks to me like somebody that maybe wasn't, they either were not responsible with their finances and you felt like all the weight was on you, or maybe they were greedy in some way. I don't know if it was with their time, with money, or like you felt like they took advantage of you somehow. And in your near future, we've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So Three of Pentacles upright has to do with collaboration. It could have to do literally with somebody from your work or your job. And even if it has nothing to do with your job, upright Three of Pentacles is about working together in collaboration and creating something together. So in the reverse, it's telling me you just don't work well with this person, whether it's a work situation or something that's more of a relationship type of deal. You don't see eye to eye, you're not on the same page, and again, it's kind of talking about, maybe they don't carry their weight. That's why that cycle was coming to an end. And then we have the Lovers card. And that's in the position of how do you view yourself. So if it's not talking about that it's a good sign for a new perspective, like relationship type of person you've been talking to, I think it's telling you that you've done some work to work on your relationship with yourself so you don't tolerate any BS and you view things in a different light now about what you will and won't tolerate. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. That could also be, that's the card of fulfillment and coming home, and completion with, like financial independence. So that could be a good sign that way. Another way to look at it is some type of relationship you're dealing with looks good to the outside world and looks good on paper, but it's behind closed doors, it's completely different. Like, this person might look all great to everyone on the outside, but they treat you differently behind closed doors. That may or may not be your story, but that's one of the possibilities that could be going on. But you've got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. That tells me that things are falling into place for you really well. In spite of whatever crappy situation might have been going on, things are on the up for you. And we've got the Emperor in the reverse. I think somebody's jealous of you because you have your shit together and they don't, and you might not want to take their advice that they're trying to shove down your throat. That just came to me for some reason. I feel like someone has maybe been trying to shove advice down your throat. Don't know if that's your story or not. But if that's the case, don't listen to them. Listen to yourself and take what resonates and leave the rest, as you should with anything that you absorb in life. And what's the outcome here? So we've got the Page of Pentacles. So that tells me that if there's been a job or a money question, or something that might be a slow-moving venture, that's giving you the green light and telling you to go for it. That also talks about potential and new beginnings, so I hope this made sense for you, Pile 2. I'll just pull one more card and see if that'll kind of tie everything together. I feel like there needs to be maybe just one more. So we've got the King of Wands in the upright. That is a very good sign. Next to the Page of Pentacles, so Wands energy is fire energy, motivation, creativity, maybe tapping into your artistic side possibly, and starting something new, being very passionate about something. So I think, you know, move at your own pace with whatever it is, and your intuition will tell you when it's time to move and when it's time to just kind of chill and absorb things. But having that Page of Pentacles right next to the King of Wands, both in the upright, that's a good sign, and definitely giving you the green light that whatever it was that's on your mind, a new venture that you're, you know, trying to pursue, maybe a renewed or like a different relationship, it's saying go for it and giving you the green light. Alright, pile 2, things are looking good for you. I hope that helped give you some answers, and I hope it was enough information for you. So we will go ahead and move on to pile 3. Alright, pile 3, if you chose the blue Celestine crystal, this will be your reading, and we have the Magic Seers holographic deck. It's the Rider-Waite deck. That's the traditional one, but it just has like a rainbowy sheen to it. I think it's really cool. Alright, pile 3, so we'll get some shuffles and see what's going on. Just gonna clear the energy with some selenite here. While doing any kind of spiritual work or readings, energy can get very, very heavy, so it's good to have a little refresher in between. And this is some Florida water I put in a spray bottle. At the end of the readings, I'm gonna get into that and explain what that's all about for anyone that's interested. Something recent that I learned about. Trying to get into the habit of clearing the heavy energy in between piles. With any, you know, with heaviness, I really, really absorb it and feel it a lot, so I've been working on trying to keep everything light and flowing. Well, pile 3, about half of your reading decided it wanted to jump out of the deck. So we'll take a look and see what's going on for pile 3. We've got the Fool in the reverse for overall energy. Some of you are afraid to take that leap of faith. There's a new potential venture that you're thinking about and you've been hesitant lately for some reason. And so we have the Four of Swords in the reverse crossing you. Maybe you've been in hibernation for some time and you're afraid to come out. Maybe you're afraid of what's out there. We'll see what the rest of the cards say. King of Pentacles in the reverse. We got that in the last reading. Maybe you're afraid to reveal too much because somebody is either being greedy or manipulative financially in some type of way. And in the distant past, we've got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe you've had a change of heart as far as your occupation goes, or you have felt unmotivated when it comes to work or becoming the master of your craft. And in the recent past, we've got the King of Swords in the reverse. I feel like maybe you gave up on communicating things because you felt like people weren't listening to you. And then in the near future, we've got the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So that kind of goes with it. The King of Swords being closed off as far as communication goes, and then the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse is the card of feeling like something was a waste of time. So you've kind of saved your breath because you felt like you weren't being heard in some type of situation here. And how do you view yourself? So we've got the Three of Cups in the reverse. Some of you may have been having issues with overindulgence in some type of way. You view yourself as, maybe you've been partying too much. It could be drinking, some other type of addiction. It's the card of reverse Three of Cups, has to do with gluttony. It could also have to do with a friendship fading away, or a group of people splitting up and going their own ways. You could be overspending. That's a high possibility. You might, like shopping online a lot. I think we're all a little bit guilty of that, but lately you've maybe done it more than you wished you did, and you're trying to pull back from it. And we've got the Queen of Cups in the reverse. And that's in the 8th card position, which is your environment and how people see you. Or it could be representing the person that's on your mind. So either I think somebody's being emotionally immature, but trying to accuse you of being the one that's emotionally immature. Not sure if that's your story, but that's the idea of what I'm kind of feeling here. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. It does kind of go with that Eight of Pentacles in reverse, with something not moving forward as far as learning goes, or something with your job. You might be considering changing jobs, or some type of change going on involving work. Like maybe there was a toxic work situation going on. And then we've got the Temperance card, which is about balance. For some of you, you might be dealing with the Sagittarius. Yeah, I think that everything is, chaotic for you at the moment, and it's reminding you everything is gonna come into balance, but just don't give up and keep going. And let's pull one more card for pile 3 here. So we've got the Hierophant in reverse. So if there's a new person in your life, or somebody that, isn't committed to you yet, I think it's saying that I don't think that they're gonna commit, and it might not be a situation that has the balance that you'd like. Now, if it doesn't match what's going on and it's not your story, don't worry about it. Something just seems like there needs to be more answers. I'm gonna pull yet one more card for pile 3. Okay, so we've got the Two of Pentacles. That's the card that has to do with burnout, having a lot on your plate, and you're having a difficult time trying to decide between two things. So, only you know what that is. And I think just don't give up, worry about controlling what you can control, and the answers will come to you in divine timing when it's meant to be. So even though I know you're feeling really confused right now, just know that that's gonna change and your answers will come to you. I hope that makes sense for you for pile 3, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully this reading made sense. If it doesn't, you could pick another pile and see what else we can come up with here. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to talking about some crystals for Libra season and otherwise, and also Florida water, rose water, just a few things going on, and I'll try to timestamp everything. Just gonna clear my energy real quick here. Trying to get into the habit of doing this in between readings and different portions of the videos just to get the energy up and moving again. Some Florida water here. Alright, so we'll start with talking about some crystals for Libra season. So Libra is all about balance, it's about harmony, it's about peace, it's about relationships, whether it's family, love relationships, or friendships. And it's about the middle of Libra season. So a nice way to work with Libra energy, and this can be for friendships, or love, also self-love as well, definitely rose quartz. It's connected to your heart chakra, it has a lot of soothing energy, and it's very lovey and almost like a bubble bath. And then we also have Celestine, because colors for Libra, pink and light blue is real representative of Libra energy, whether you actually like those colors or not. I do know some Libras that absolutely loathe pink. So we've got Celestine, also called celestite, starts with a C, not to be confused with selenite, that starts with an S. So it's really good for keeping next to your bed, for sleeping, if you have nightmares, or, for children. This is a really good one for children, too. It's got very gentle, soothing energy, and it helps you sleep, it helps you have happy dreams, it helps with communication, because it is blue and it's a throat chakra stone. So I think that the major highlight of Celestine is gentle communication and dream work. I think that's great for Libra season. And then we also have raw ruby. I'm not even sure if that's really a Libra stone or not, but I feel like it resonates with the energy. It's like having a cup of coffee and very lovey. I can't think of any other way to describe it, but ruby has a very happy, unique type of energy, and a lot of times it's shaped like a hexagon, because it is a form of, I'm trying to think of the word that starts, I want to say it's with a C. Conundrum, that's the word. Which is kind of a funny word. So sapphire is another form of it. Ruby and sapphire are related. So when you hear of purple sapphire or purple ruby, all that is conundrum that's a cross between ruby and sapphire. I just think it's really cool. So a lot of it grows like this in like hexagonal big pieces. So this is a slice, and a lot of it has like little triangular markings in it, and that's, I believe, called a record keeper. A lot of weird stuff. Anyways, and it also glows under a black light. I have the curtains open and it might be hard to see, but how to tell the difference between ruby and garnet? You've got yourself a black light. I use this for Uber lights. My best friend gifted this to me, so we go hunting on the beach for Uber lights. That's what makes them glow under the black light. Anyways, I'm going down a rabbit hole. So it'll glow this really deep, rich blood ruby red. It's not really picking it up on camera that easily, and it's also not it's too light in here. And then we've got pink mangano calcite. Just call it pink calcite. There's cobalto calcite and mangano calcite. The most common one that you're going to see is the mangano. They call it that because it has manganese and the other one has cobalt. This glows like a really cool pinkish orange under a black light. So I think it would be kind of neat to design it with ruby and, maybe some fluorite that glows blue. Don't know if you can, now that you can really see on camera a lot better. It glows that really vivid orange. So this one is a really nice heart chakra stone, and it's, the best way to describe it is like rose quartz on steroids. If you want to feel a nice, cozy, comfy feeling that helps you sleep and feel warm and bubbly, besides drinking champagne or wine, for some of you that like that, this is the go-to. I don't know if that really resonates with Libra or not, but because it has a very peaceful vibe, and Libra has a lot to do with the energy of peace, to me, I feel like it's very Libra, in my personal opinion. And then these don't have to really do with Libra energy, but I think it's just important to know about them in the spiritual world. So if a lot of you get headaches or feel dizzy or out of sorts when you're doing any type of spiritual work, or you're having some type of crown or third eye awakening, I've learned that it's very important to stay grounded. And a great stone for grounding is black tourmaline. You can see the striations in it, how it has those, vertical lines. It's just very stabilizing. It just kind of brings you back down to earth and gets you out of being all up in your head. It's probably really nice for overthinkers as well. Also great for Mercury retrograde. And then selenite, the one that starts with an S, so it's a form of gypsum. And there's a lot of talk about, is it real selenite or not? Like, there's a satin spar selenite, which that's what this is, and then there's other varieties where apparently one is real and the other one isn't. They're all real, they're all from the gypsum family. So this one cleanses all your crystals, and it never needs to be cleansed. So it cleanses and charges all your crystals. It clears energy. It also helps you sleep. For a few other people, it can also make you not sleep. And if you work with it a lot, like if you keep a big giant tower of it next to your bed and you're not used to it yet, you will get heavy duty headaches. However, it doesn't mean that it's a negative energy. It's the type of headache where it's clearing blockages out of your crown chakra that in the end will help you connect to the divine more, or at least feel like you can. It kind of helps you feel more connected once you give it the chance to do its thing. And I've learned that if you, wave it over your arms, especially over your forehead where your third eye is, all the way back, and in the back of the neck, it just kind of helps clear up the energy. So that's what I have to say about selenite. So then I will move on to talking about Florida water as well as rose water. So I've got Florida water in a spray bottle. It looks like this. So the story on this, I'll also link some things in the description box of videos where they explain how to use this really, really well. As weird as it is, it's called Florida water, but it was actually made in New York. It was originally like a cologne and a men's aftershave in the 1800s. It's very alcohol-y. It has a high alcohol content, and it's citrusy is the best way to describe it. So in the spiritual community, it was actually found out by accident that this has some spiritual uses. People started noticing more paranormal activity, a change in their mood when using it. So a lot like using white sage, this can be used to clear energy on yourself, in a space, in a room. You can use it in a spray bottle to spray it on your hands before you're doing any type of divination work. I've been told that we hold our stagnant energy in the backs of our necks, and in my own personal experience, I feel like we also hold it in the soles of our feet. So that's another thing that you could do is, soak your feet so they're nice and clean, spray the bottom soles of your feet with this, spray some on your hands like this, put it on the back of your neck. I can't really describe it. It's very uplifting, and I feel like it's powerful with clearing out stagnant or toxic energies. You can usually get it for about $10 at your local metaphysical shop. You can get it on Amazon. There's another variety of it that's yellow, and it's the Peruvian Florida water. Oh, and that's another thing. Why do they call it Florida water? The word Florida, even though it's a state, it translates to fountain of youth. and that's what people believe that it did, was keeping you youthful. I mean, maybe it can, maybe it does. There's not really scientific proof on any of it, but I believe that's why they called it Florida water. I've heard of people gargling it and spitting it as part of a spiritual practice. No shade, not judging them. I don't really feel the need to drink it or gargle or spit it. I would imagine it tastes absolutely terrible, but you do you. So anyways, the Peruvian variety, it's yellow. Obviously it comes from Peru, and it has a little bit more of a hint of a vanilla-y scent to it, and this is a more heavy-duty version of this. Like, if you're dealing with something heavy, heavy, heavy in the spiritual world, and you don't feel that the traditional Florida water is doing the trick, the Peruvian Florida water is the one to use. So then I will go ahead to talk about rosewater. A good friend of mine that I work with. Now, I always knew about rose oil and its properties and how it's very high vibrational, but I never knew how easy it was to just buy some rose water. So I copied off of her and got the same thing for myself whenever there's tense energy or we're getting ready to go somewhere where it's going to be real people-y. It's like everybody's all tense and instantly close your eyes, spray it on your face. It's designed for faces. It's a Rosewater Refreshing Facial Mist by the brand Heritage Store. You can get it at Target or Walmart or on Amazon, and if you look at the ingredients... So it says purified water and Rosa Damascena, if I'm pronouncing that right, rose flower oil. So whatever it is, whether it's a scent from Bath and Body Works or, you know, stuff that's designed for your face, if it has the real rose oil in it, it's gonna give you the energy, you know, it's gonna bring that energy to you. Very peaceful, very uplifting, very comforting, refreshing. I'll link the descriptions in the box below, or you get what I'm saying. Where you can get this, and as well as the Florida water, both varieties. Well, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope this information has been helpful to you. I tried to keep it organized so it's easy to go to the timestamps and find what you're looking for. Well, I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day, and have a good weekend. Thank you for watching.